Hello everyone and welcome to our in-depth look at what this winter has in store for the UK. Whether you're a fan of crisp, frosty mornings or prefer to stay cozy indoors while the rain lashes the windows, there's something for everyone in this season's forecast. Thanks for joining me as we explore the upcoming months and break down what you can expect from the ever-unpredictable British weather. From dramatic changes in temperature to spells of wind and rain, we'll cover it all. We're diving into the long-range forecast for winter 2025 to 2026. A real roller coaster of weather is on the way. The UK is known for its rapidly changing conditions, and this winter looks set to deliver plenty of variety. Expect cold, frosty spells that will have you reaching for your scarves and gloves, but also milder, wetter, and windier periods that might catch you off guard. It's a season where you'll want to be prepared for just about anything. We'll break it down month by month so you know what to expect and can plan ahead, whether it's for travel, family gatherings, or just your daily routine. Get your coats and umbrellas ready. It's going to be a classic British winter with a bit of everything. From sudden downpours to those rare, beautiful sunny days, you'll want to be ready for whatever comes your way. High pressure brings calm, dry weather, often with clear skies and chilly nights. Perfect for those who enjoy peaceful winter walks or stargazing on crisp evenings. On the other hand, when low pressure takes over, we can expect wind and rain, sometimes arriving suddenly and making for challenging conditions, especially along the coasts and in exposed areas. Where these systems set up determines if we get cold Arctic air sweeping down from the north, bringing frost and even snow, or milder Atlantic air pushing in from the west, leading to rain and milder temperatures. This winter, these systems will be shifting frequently, giving the UK a real mix of conditions, sometimes even within the same week. It's a season that will keep us all on our toes. Our journey begins in mid-November, with the first significant chill of the season. Expect frosty mornings, icy windscreens, and a real sense that winter has arrived. As November draws to a close, we'll see a switch to milder, damper conditions. Rain will become more frequent and temperatures will rise a little, making for a soggy end to autumn. But don't get too comfortable. Colder air returns by mid-December, bringing back the frost and a real wintry feel, just in time for the festive season. The lead up to Christmas looks milder and wetter, so a white Christmas is unlikely for most of us. Instead, expect rain-soaked streets and plenty of puddles reflecting the holiday lights. January starts off stormy, with strong winds and heavy rain, especially in the north and west. It's a time to be cautious if you're traveling or spending time outdoors. Early February brings a major cold spell, with the potential for significant snowfall, especially in the south. This could mean travel disruptions and a rare chance for snowmen, and sledging in places that don't often see much snow. So, whether you're hoping for snow, dreading the rain, or just want to be prepared, let's get into the details and see what this winter has in store. Let's kick off with mid-November, a time when the UK landscape begins its dramatic transformation. The last of the autumn leaves cling to the trees, but the air is already tinged with a sharper, colder edge. The countryside feels quieter, as if nature itself is bracing for what's to come. This is when the first real bite of winter arrives, and you can see it in the shimmering frost that coats the grass and the thin layers of ice that form on roads and fields at dawn. Each morning, the world seems to wake up under a delicate, icy blanket. High pressure starts to build out in the Atlantic, while low pressure spins over Denmark. This setup acts like a conveyor belt, pulling cold air down from the north and funneling it straight across the UK. The result? A brisk northerly wind sweeps through, bringing a noticeable and sudden drop in temperatures. People bundle up in scarves and hats, and the wind rustles through the bare branches, making the chill feel even more intense. The -5 degrees Celsius isotherm sweeps through the country, a clear sign that a very cold air mass has settled in. Thermometers dip well below freezing in many areas, especially overnight. Expect frosty nights and chilly days with ice on windscreens and temperatures hovering near or even below zero. Early risers scrape their cars and pavements glisten with frost, making every step a little more cautious. This high-pressure block acts like a shield, keeping the milder, wetter Atlantic air at bay. Instead, the UK remains exposed to the raw, dry Arctic air, which dominates the weather for several days. While it's undeniably cold, these conditions often bring plenty of crisp, sunny days. The sky is a brilliant blue, and the low winter sun sparkles on frosty fields. But don't be fooled by the sunshine. Temperatures remain stubbornly low, and the air stays biting. Of course, this early blast of winter is only temporary. The UK's weather is famously changeable, and these patterns are always shifting, sometimes in the blink of an eye. Towards the end of November, the blocking high finally begins to break down. The weather maps show clouds gathering and the Atlantic influence starting to creep back in. As the cold northerly winds ease, the landscape softens. The biting chill fades, and a new, milder weather regime starts to take over, bringing a sense of relief to those tired of scraping ice each morning. So, enjoy these frosty, sparkling days while they last. There's a unique beauty to the first taste of winter, with its crisp air and glittering mornings. A fleeting moment before the next change arrives. The stage is set for a milder spell as we head into December, reminding us that in the UK, winter is always a season of surprises. As late November arrives, get ready for a big change. The cold, frosty conditions fade as high pressure weakens and moves away. Winds shift from the north to the west, bringing in milder, moist air from the Atlantic. Nights become less frosty, and daytime temperatures rise. The need for thick winter coats eases off for a bit, but with the milder air comes more unsettled weather. Clouds, rain, and stronger winds. Low-pressure systems roll in, making raincoats and umbrellas essential. This is classic late autumn weather for the UK. The transition from cold and dry to mild and wet can happen in just a week. The battle between cold northern air and mild Atlantic air is a constant theme. For now, the Atlantic wins, bringing a temporary break from the winter chill. As we enter the second week of December, the pattern flips again. High pressure builds near Greenland, low pressure over Scandinavia, ushering in cold northwesterly winds. This air, traveling over the North Atlantic, brings colder, wintrier weather. The jet stream dives south, keeping the UK in the grip of cold winds. Snow chances increase, especially over high ground in the north and Scotland. Winds may swing to a north-northeasterly direction, bringing the risk of patchy snow to the southeast. The mild start to December is replaced by frosty nights and the first real chance of snow. The Greenland high is a key player for those hoping for a cold, snowy winter. After the cold, possibly snowy spell, the weather swings back as we approach Christmas. The Greenland high retreats, letting the Atlantic take over once again. Winds shift to the west, bringing mild, wet and windy weather for the week before Christmas. The Atlantic jet stream drives a series of low-pressure systems across the UK. Expect cloud, rain, and strong winds. Classic UK weather for this time of year. Hopes for a white Christmas fade, as the air is too mild for snow for most. If you're traveling, be prepared for unsettled weather and possible disruptions. Temperatures will be mild, so waterproofs are more important than scarves. The tug of war between cold and mild continues, but the Atlantic wins for the festive period. Even in a winter with cold spells, long stretches of mild, wet weather are common. As the new year begins, the mild, unsettled theme intensifies. A strong polar vortex strengthens the Atlantic jet stream, sending storms straight at the UK. Early January brings a barrage of deep low-pressure systems. Expect heavy rain and gales. The north and west will see the worst of the wind and rain, with flooding possible. The ground is already saturated, so any extra rain could cause problems. Temperatures stay mild, with the cold Arctic air locked away to the north. Snow and ice aren't the main concern. Wind and rain take center stage. This stormy pattern dominates the first part of January before another change looms. Around mid-January, the stormy pattern eases for a short time. High pressure builds to the west, low pressure moves east, drawing colder air from the north. Temperatures drop, bringing a crisp, wintry feel after the mild spell. Wintry showers may develop, especially in northern and eastern areas. Snow possible in Scotland. Most places see colder, drier weather, and frosty nights. This cold snap is brief. The Atlantic jet stream soon reasserts itself. Mild, wet, and windy weather returns by late January. Even in a mild winter, the cold is never far away. Late January and early February bring the main event, a dramatic cold spell. High pressure builds towards Greenland, blocking mild Atlantic air. Low pressure moves east, opening the door for bitterly cold easterly winds from Siberia. This setup can deliver the most severe winter weather to the UK. The first week of February could see the -10°C isotherm cross the country. Expect harsh frosts, with temperatures well below freezing for days. Daytime highs struggle above freezing and the cold is persistent. Easterly winds pick up moisture from the North Sea, bringing heavy, prolonged snowfall, especially to the south and southeast. Disruptive snow and severe cold are likely. This could be a truly memorable cold spell, with the harshest conditions of the winter. The UK braces for a period of biting cold and significant snow. This is the winter's headline event. After the severe cold and snow of early February, the weather pattern across the UK begins a gradual transformation. The relentless chill that gripped towns and countryside alike starts to loosen, and the first hints of change are visible in the landscape. Snow that once blanketed streets and fields now melts away, revealing the wet pavement and muddy ground beneath. The harsh biting winds ease, and a sense of anticipation for milder days begins to grow. The Greenland high, which had dominated the weather, weakens, allowing new air masses to influence the region. By mid-February, the UK finds itself on the edge of the main cold pool, with some areas still clinging to winter's remnants, while others begin to thaw. High pressure to the south brings a southeasterly flow, ushering in drier, clearer weather for many, especially in the southern counties. This flow still taps into continental cold, so frosty mornings and chilly winds remain common, especially in the southeast. The weather remains colder than average, with people bundling up against the lingering chill, but the most severe cold is now behind us. The bitter Siberian air that brought such extreme conditions is finally cut off, replaced by milder, if still brisk, air. Wintry showers are now mostly confined to the far south and east, with only occasional flurries interrupting the slow thaw. By late February, high pressure tries to re-establish itself over Scandinavia, hinting at a possible return of colder air. But the cold is less intense than before, and the threat of another deep freeze fades. The main pool of bitter air shifts eastward into Europe, taking with it the harshest conditions and leaving the UK with a gentler, more manageable winter. As temperatures begin to moderate, the first signs of spring emerge. Green shoots push through the soil, and people start to shed their heaviest coats. The harshest cold is over, and a sense of relief spreads as the days grow longer and the sun climbs higher in the sky. The sun's growing strength helps ease winter's grip, melting the last patches of snow and bringing a gentle warmth to the land. The weather becomes calmer and more settled, with fewer storms and a more tranquil atmosphere settling over the countryside. These changes pave the way for spring, as nature slowly awakens from its winter slumber, and the promise of renewal fills the air. This winter will be remembered for its dramatic mix of storms, brief mild spells, and a truly deep freeze that tested the resilience of communities across the UK. As the season draws to a close, the memory of this remarkable winter lingers, even as the country looks forward to brighter, warmer days ahead.